First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay, Lamont, go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast where politics meet pop culture and hip-hop debate style. Spud is here, Lamont is here, Maynard is here. This is episode number 170. We've done this 170. What up, Gary Chandler? What up, Frank Williams? What up, everybody joining us? Let us know where you are from. Let us know, what's your name if you are with us tonight. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, or if you are on YouTube, let us know where you are watching us from, as well as where you live at in this world. All right. The foolishness and the ignorance has already started, ladies and gentlemen. Before we hit record, before we hit the live button, we were already arguing.
Was it
that's
foolishness?
What we do. Three elderly black men.
Did you say elderly? Did you call me elderly? Did you call me elderly?
Who's elderly?
We're elderly, dude. We're elderly.
What's up, GC?
We're already on the AARP plan. You know, we're getting old out here in these streets.
But not elderly, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, elderly, that's a whole... I tried to cut the tree down this weekend. I ain't elderly.
Wait. You said you tried to cut the tree down. That would mean that you did not accomplish it.
No,
if you didn't accomplish it,
I
then
lost.
that means that, you might be a little bit on the elderly side.
I lost. I mean,
Okay.
but even if I had been 10 years younger, I wouldn't have been cut. It was just too much. I was overmatched.
So what does the tree look like?
Well, yeah. Well, you see, I'm looking in good shape. You should see how that tree look exactly. He got a couple of nicks. I took a chunk out of him though. I cut off some branches and just I quit. But that thing did put me down for a minute.
Okay. What is that, Tashawn? What's up, Tashawn Palmer? So we were already arguing about Keisha Cole versus Ashanti. You know that the versus battle is coming up. When is that? Saturday. What's up, Tina? And
It's Saturday.
Lamont has put his money on Ashanti, and me and Maynard are going with Keisha Cole. So if you are with us now, let us know who you are going with in the versus battle. Just drop a comment. Do you think that Keisha Cole has bigger records, or do you think that Ashanti has bigger records? Now, the argument was, we were always on the ghetto stuff. Now, I, ladies and gentlemen, thought that Gucci Mane had better records, than Jeezy. That's just me. I mean, I like Jeezy. I think Jeezy's dope, but there's no question that Gucci Mane is more in my playlist and my iPhone, not even iPad no more, than Jeezy is.
Hold on, you
listen to
off
Keisha
the
Cole
iPhone? You off the
10
iPhone?
times more than I do Ashanti.
Than you do Gucci. You listen to Jeezy 10 times more than you do Gucci.
No.
No, that's not what he said. He said he would listen to Gucci Mane over Young Jeezy.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
And this, even though my good
I like
friend,
Jeezy. Jeezy's dope, but Gucci Mane.
Wait. Let me get this. You programmed Detroit radio for how long?
Listen, I am not discounting.
You programmed Detroit radio for how long, sir?
10 years.
So are you telling me in over 120 months, we're going to talk in prison terms or incarceration conversation, in 120 months, you telling me in the city of Detroit that Gucci Mane was popping more than Young Jeezy?
I'm not saying that Gucci Mane was popping more than Young Jeezy. I am saying that I think that Gucci Mane has just as many records as Jeezy does. I'm sure Gary Chandler is on. Jeezy got a great catalog. But right now, Gary Chandler, I am telling you, you can play just as many Gucci songs as you can Jeezy songs in the club, and those Gucci songs can rock out.
You said you're coming from a defeatist mentality. You said just as many.
Let's just do the catalog. I'm sorry.
We know the names of the records, but you telling me.
Not. I mean, that was last week's
120
discussion.
months.
But that's what we talk about. We talk about the records.
But that was last week. We already talked about it.
I know, I'm just saying
It's the same thing this week. Spud is getting ready.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait.
And what's the name?
Wait, the crowd is, look, the public has spoken. Gary Chandler said Jeezy catalog will suffocate. He didn't say he was more. He said he will suffocate. Suffocate is like, that's deadly dangerous.
Gary knows if he rocked the party right now, he would. I bet you if he goes in Gary, I bet you if you go in your Serato playlist right now, you can look at least 10 strong Gucci Man songs.
Yo, he's pleading with you. He's like, he's literally like, Spud, please stop.
All right.
Frank is coming at you with Snowman.
So I ain't even worried. I'm richer than your daddy, baby. I ain't even 30. You ain't try to get stung and I ain't even heard it. Never mention homie name cause he ain't where. Come on! That is Gucci Man hot. Vet passed by. Everybody looking. 6 stoves in the house and everybody cooking. Come on, y'all! That's Gucci Man! Anyways, Ashanti is cute. All right, that's cute.
This nigga.
Ashanti got the shits crossed over. But let's name them. Go, Lamont.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Ashanti could do 1, 2, 3, and it's a wrap. You ready?
Go.
Foolish. What? Oh man, that was the #1 record, bro.
Okay, keep going.
Happy. Excuse me.
Happy is my joint. I like that.
Baby.
Baby.
Rain on Me. I'm done. That's all I need. What you got with Keisha?
This is the only thing.
Shoulda Let You Go. What other Keisha Cole songs?
Exactly, my brother.
What's the Missy joint?
He already did that one, Maynard. That was it.
No.
Shoulda Let You Go. What's the Missy Elliott song?
Shoulda Let You Go. That was not a big record. It was a good record, but that was not a big record. Stop.
Shoulda Let You Go was a big record.
Stop it. Stop.
Yeah. Shoulda Let You Go was a big record. I'm sorry. Keisha Cole just has more authenticity than Ashanti. Ashanti's cute. She's a nice looking girl, but that's the only songs that she has.
This is a versus battle of the records. This is not who can put on the best weave or who has the best shoes or the best bag or who's authentic or not. This is who has the biggest records. This is record for record.
I'm sorry, Keisha Cole got it, Lamont. I mean, listen, I understand that turning 50 changes your thought about stuff, but I'm sorry. Keisha Cole just got it. It's a good battle, but
to be honest with you, not really. Honestly, this is another example of Jeezy and Gucci. Really, one is bigger than the other. It's not really equally matched.
Look, I'll say this. Keisha Cole has not... No, let me say. Ashanti was part of a huge marketing machine. That Murder Inc. team, they had that thing. They had that marketing machine down. They understood how to get... They had a whole team, right? It was Ashanti, and it was all her and Ja Rule. But if you don't put Ja Rule on 3 or 4 of those records, they're not big records in that time and space at that moment, because Ja was hot right then.
I'm telling you, Ashanti is cute, and that's fine. But
She's cute.
I mean, I'm sorry. And listen, I had to pull up. Love Keisha Cole, Heaven Sent. I should have cheated.
I just wanted to be over.
Go. Let it go. Play your cards right. Enough.
Play your cards right. I just wanted to be over. Did you say that one?
I just wanted to be over. Come Come on, man. Listen, listen. I understand from a musical perspective, you know, but Lamont, that's not where it's at. That's not what people vibe off no more.
But this is the AAR. This is the pre-AARP versus battle, okay? Because we got to remember, this is 02, 03 we talking about.
Hold on. Why do we keep discussing ARP? I have nothing to do with ARP.
Last night, thanks, babe. Last night with Diddy. Come on.
That don't count. That don't count. That's not a Keisha record. Wait. If we want to start that, and we love you, Mrs. Spence, we can start a lot of them records that she's on with Ja Rule. And then
Almost
that's
all
really
the
a
records
problem.
that you named, she was on with somebody though.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's really a problem.
Gary Chandler real quick. Let me just go back to Gary Chandler because y'all are really, really bugging out. I'm sorry. Then we're going to get into our real conversation. Let me just go Gucci Man, right? This is the new joint. Wake Up in the Sky, smash. I Get a Bag, smash. Gucci. Lemonade, smash. Freaky Girl, smash. So Icy, smash. Hold on. I'm getting Bricks, smash. Wasted, smash. Pills, smash. Come. Photo shoot, smash. Are you kidding me? Gucci Man? Come on, man. Y'all bugging out. So I don't know why y'all not giving. Now the problem was that Gucci Man didn't perform none of those songs. That was the issue. But let's move on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Before we move on, there's another versus that we got to discuss. And I don't want you to try to weasel your way out of it. Gary Chandler said, "Yo, you and him head to head DJ battle. What you got?"
Oh no, that's not it. That's a suffocate right there. Gary Chandler will murder me. There ain't even no question about that. Ain't even no question about that. No, I can already. I'm gonna pull a TI on that one. I need to go to I need to go to somebody different on that one. I need to get somebody at my level in order for me to be able to DJ. I'm sorry, Gary. I can't. I can't accept that battle. It needs to be a Gary Chandler and a Wax Action Dre or Gary Chandler and the Fingers. I can't. I'm not on that level. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, where do we need to go next? Atlanta. For all of our Georgia people, all of our Miami friends, the people who watch us in Miami, the people who watch us in Atlanta, what in the world is happening? Is COVID not in Atlanta? Is COVID not in Miami? Shout out to and I listen. I know people who just did a party. A major party, and the boy was sold out. I did the commercial for it. Sorry, I didn't mean to contribute to the party, but whatever. However, I'm just thinking, and I saw it online. Shout out to Al Nuke. He posted it on his Facebook, on his Instagram joint, on his story. And I'm just like, the line was like down the block of people partying in the club. People. Did I miss something?
And can we add? I was told we need to add another state and a few other cities. You need to add the state of Texas. I was told that in Houston, and they said Houston is popping. They said you would think Houston is Freaknik 93 Atlanta right now.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Listen.
Those were the days.
They said the cars was out, the parks is popping, the syrup is being poured everywhere. It is going down.
I don't know.
I don't
know. I don't get it. Big Gretch just put us on another 12 days. So we on the stay at home for another, 12 days. I'm just asking to myself, like, yo.
Big Gretch treating y'all like the NBA, like you got a 10-day contract. Like,
yo, man, like.
Yo, come. Oh, wait a minute. 10 days. That's it. We're going to check you out in a minute. Now, low-key, we really need to do country, unfortunately, but it's true. We need to just be like, yo, we need to be on lockdown through Memorial Day. It just is what it is.
Memorial Day?
Memorial Day?
3 Memorial
2021?
Yeah.
Memorial Day?
Yeah.
Can we wait, man? Wait
now.
We
were on lockdown.
St. Patrick's Day?
We were on lockdown for a minute.
You know what I'm saying? Spring break?
It sounds harsh, but I'm saying the point of the matter is, if we don't get a handle on it, we never going to get a handle on it. The vaccine can't get here fast enough. Then too many people not going to take the vaccine because they got concerns, and it's just going to keep spreading. So if we don't shut this thing down for a minute, We don't
So,
shut this
so,
thing.
so can I ask y'all a question? And I know Maynard's going to try to rebut everything with all the statistics, but I'm stealing this from someone else. If we look at the numbers from COVID still does not, in terms of fatalities, allegedly, and again, this is data that I didn't see it myself. It was from someone else, and they just gave a point of, it still hasn't surpassed heart disease, cancer. What was it? It was a couple of other illnesses that we deal with annually in this country. And this person was just asking a question, why is it that we don't have the same attitude towards those diseases as allegedly, I guess the fatality rate of people who have COVID are like less than 3% or 5% of those that actually contract the disease?
Let's talk about a couple of things that you said. First of all, in the past week, COVID has become the leading cause of death in a period of time. Not for the whole year yet, but in a period of time. So let's talk about heart disease, cancer, breast cancer, smoking, lung cancer, etc., whatever the case may be. All those things you named. None of those are necessary. None of those are contagious or spreadable. Like, I can't give you lung cancer from me, or I can't give you heart disease or whatever the case may be, but we can spread COVID. So we understand that much. Number two, it is not the leading cause of disease as of yet, but it's rapidly getting there. And if we don't do something about it, we're going to be shutting down the economy it's more expensive to shut down the economy for 3 weeks, start it up again, and then shut it down again, and then keep doing that, because at some point people are going to be like, yo, all this starting and stopping, I have no confidence that things are going to get better. And that's going to be a greater problem than if we just say we're going to shut this thing down, we're going to, get the other stuff, the vaccines. We're going to also continue to wash our hands, use the mask, all that kind of stuff, and keep the social distancing and keep it moving.
So are you saying that the only sense of urgency with COVID is due to it having the ability to be contagious, correct?
That's not the only sense of urgency. The sense of urgency is particularly in the beginning, the death rate versus the number of cases, right, was way high because we didn't have the ventilators and all that kind of stuff. But just give this much thought. For like 3 days straight, we were seeing 2,500 or more people die per day. Think about this. If we had a 9/11 occur every day, because only 3,500 people died in the 9/11 attacks. If we had a 9/11 occur every 2 days, that's nuts. If you lose 2,500 people a day for 10 days, that's 2,500 people. That's 7,500 people. That's 25,000 people. That's 75,000 people a month. Multiply, that's 750,000 people a year. We're talking about 1 million people dying of something that if we wash our hands, wear a mask, keep 6 feet distance. It's not like something like bullets are just flying around by accident. It's not like people getting struck by lightning. This is something that we really can kind of manage. All it takes is for us to slow down, sit down for a minute, and let this thing run its course with all the stuff that we're supposed to be doing, and then get to the vaccine. But if people are wilding out, you're not going to.
Let me ask you a question. So everybody in the chat, I would love to hear from you as well. Are you taking the vaccine? Or are you not taking a vaccine? Are you for the vaccine or not for the vaccine? Lamont, are you taking the vaccine when it is available? Maynard, are you taking the vaccine when is it available? When it's available. And then I got a second part, to ask after that.
Maynard?
Oh, I'm up first? Okay. I feel like we know the vaccine is in study right now, and provided that the studies show that this thing is right, there is always the risk of such and such so forth. Yeah, I'm taking the vaccine.
Okay. You're taking the vaccine, Lamont. You're taking the vaccine or no?
No, and the reason why I remember the black guy, he was Surgeon General, right? Was that his title, Maynard? The black dude?
Jerome Adams?
Yes. I remember one Sunday morning and he said this. He said, the most effective way to stop the disease of COVID, he pulled his mask out of his pocket. I'm never going to forget he said that. He said, that is the number one thing that will, combat this disease and bring the numbers down. And when he said that, and when we started talking about the whole, what the mask really does and somebody staying out of your face and all of those other things about, you need to keep your germs to yourself. I said, some of that kind of makes a lot of common sense to me. So I'm of the school of, just stay the hell away from me. How about that?
All right. So Tashawn said that, I hope I said your name right. Sorry if I didn't. But, he said he wasn't taking the vaccine. Myron said he wasn't taking the vaccine. And so he said the percentage of black people taking this vaccine is 2 to 10%. What is the issue with black folks? Why are we so scared to take the vaccine? Why do we believe it is a conspiracy theory among this situation, among the vaccine?
Well, what I would say is this, that I think it's not black people, it's people. And we've heard so many different conflicting stories about how COVID operates, how it does what it does, et cetera, et cetera. We've heard a lot of different things about how when the vaccine was, and so we had a crisis in leadership regarding COVID. And we know what that is. That was Donald Trump. I think also where it really comes right down to it, we have to start to kind of point the finger at the country's inability or people's inability to see COVID patients. If you don't know somebody and you don't see somebody who has COVID, you don't see how, whatever it may be, COVID or AIDS or just, what we call natural causes or whatever, you don't see someone die in that way. It's the same way, you don't see somebody, you don't really get a chance to see somebody dying of kidney failure or pancreas failure, then you're going to keep eating the same things that led them to have kidney failure. You can be like, it's not that big of a deal, right? Sometimes we try to change how we do things, but if you don't see it, then you don't understand it sometimes. But, that's my feeling that's my idea as to why there's pushback on it.
I saw a post from Trick. He said 40 years of research, no vaccine for HIV, at least 100 years of research, no vaccine for cancer, ongoing research, no vaccine for the common cold. But now in less than a year, you have a vaccine for COVID-19 that you want me to take. Okay.
Well, what you also, because you didn't give me the platform to answer the same question, sir.
Actually, I did, but you didn't take it.
Well, my answer will just be simply as history. So far as history from something I just read an hour ago with Tom Brady getting a PPP loan of $999,000, and the following day he went and bought a $400,000 boat. All the way back to when we first came to these shores. I mean, we live in a system that historically has been very detrimental to us. So I think anytime that we have that understanding, we need to ask some questions. We don't just need to think that the CDC or anybody else is just here to save black people, because hell, they ain't did it yet. And they haven't done it. Because I'm still waiting on that 40 acres. How about that? Did you get your mule?
Well, actually, they
people get your mule?
Actually, they gave us the 40 acres and a mule, and then they took it back. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I would say. If you were,
oh, here y'all go. Nah, we want that back.
If you were basing it on history,
so many different levels. You could say why there should be some sort of concern.
If you were basing it on history, I know we certainly, as people are bringing up the Tuskegee study, et cetera, there are certain times in the past where vaccines or other medical studies, particularly where black folks were concerned, were detrimental to us. But the history is all three of us up here have had polio vaccinations, vaccinations for measles, mumps, rubella, tetanus, diphtheria, etc. That's your history.
Yeah, but you know what else is the
That's what we
history?
call
And this is
your
with all due respect to
medical
my
history.
parents, yours and Spud's. The reality is that generation was also a generation of, they didn't ask a lot of questions. They just kind of went along
Lamont.
and they didn't have a lot of the same information.
Lamont.
What?
Lamont. There were 2 million or so or more people dying annually from those kinds of diseases. Measles doesn't kill 100,000 people a year now. It doesn't even have outbreaks
You're going
anymore.
on statistics. What I'm saying is that generation, my parents, your parents, and Spud's parents, if the doctor said do X, 9 out of 10, they did X. They didn't question, hey, doc, why are we doing X? Why are we not doing Y?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Because if Dr. Thomas said it, then we got to go with what Dr. Thomas said. Okay. So what you gonna do, Spud? You taking it? Y'all lining up?
No, we're not lining up right
Is
now.
Herman Kiefer still? Is Herman Kiefer open? Come on down to Herman Kiefer. We got something for you. We're gonna give you a hot dog, and we're gonna call the radio station and play some jams in the parking lot while you get this vaccine.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Speaking of radio, we want to segue into radio. Maybe wanted to, kind of talk about radio. But real quick, shouts out to Danielle. Danielle is one of our loyal watchers, followers. Thank you so very much. We are just so honored to be able to have you. Check us out week to week. Maynard told us, your great news. We just want to give you some love, give you your flowers while you're here. Congratulations on, the amazing, results that you got. And we're just so, happy. I'm glad that everybody had the opportunity to pray for you. And, we just are continuously uplifting you in your prayers. So congratulations, Danielle. Nothing but, love from us. We truly appreciate that. And we also thank you so very much for watching and for your results. Black radio. We want to go to black radio. Where do we want to go next?
I mean, we can discuss it.
Lamont, do you got what you got, Lamont? I know you got,
Well, it's no secret. Black radio still puts biscuits on my table. So, I'm going to be a little biased. I feel not just black radio, but I think radio in general is going through a thing. But I say that radio is just like TV. You all have Hulu and all the streaming services and YouTube and all these other places that you can get. But at the end of the day, when 50 Cent wanted to put that thing on, my wife watches this, the show with the black dude that got out of jail and the lawyer and all that. That ain't on Stars. That's on ABC.
That's on
You know what I'm
ABC.
saying?
And that's a big look. That is been on the ABC. That's a big look.
Yeah. Listen what you just said, Maynard. That's a big look. Now, did you all know that they started Power Book last night with Tariq selling dope? That old little story that they put on Stars in the middle of the night at like 2:30 a.m.?
No, I came on at 8 o'clock in the evening, my dude.
Close enough. 2:30, 8 o'clock. Close enough.
I know we know you gotta get a nap and then you wake up. Gotta go to bed early. I understand.
Yeah, I get the rebroadcast. But what I'm saying is that's Power is different than that show on ABC, and it's because it's still ABC. It's network TV. So I think the same is with radio. Because at the end of the day, you can be on Spotify with the Come One, Come All, and I'm gonna run and stream my record over here, and I'm gonna throw my stuff on YouTube, and that's great. But radio is still where the cream of the crop goes and grows. And if that's what you want to do, okay. Because everybody want to be in the league, in the big league, but everybody can't.
Yeah, my question is black radio still black radio though? That answer is no.
No. Is BET still black entertainment television? No. It's the same thing.
It's still black entertainment television. It just ain't good. But it's going to be a whole bunch of black. Look, so with BET, let's back up and talk about black radio and where this kind of came from. Lamont has sent the notice to us that Michael Baisden's programming was canceled. And this was what, Baisden's not had a good run since those ABC days. He's on with ABC Radio, and so. It's what happened, and you guys know this. I remember one day there was, 320 jobs in radio for a morning show. And then one day there were 5 morning shows. That meant, Tom Joyner came in and almost everybody's morning show went away, and then the Russ Parrs and the syndicate, and we've kind of homogenized black radio down to, 35 songs, no creativity. You're going to hear the same song from state to state. That was interesting for me, particularly my years with Arbitron, going from, Detroit to Chicago to St. Louis to Kansas City to Pittsburgh, DC, Atlanta, and knowing that I was going to hear something different. Every city had a different sound. Like, I remember coming to Detroit and was like, yo, there's no reggae on the radio. Okay. In other markets, the reggae was heavy. Detroit had, what is it that we call what Zap plays, where he specialized, like what they call a JIT or something?
What you call that?
Booty
Techno
music. Booty music.
Booty music, okay.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal that
It's
I was like,
jungle music.
Jungle, all right. DJ Jap, the Junglist, right? That's kind of, right. That's relatively unique to certain parts of the country. Like, they don't play that everywhere. Now, all of a sudden, our playlists, and Lamont, you and I talked about it and argued about this and lamented over the day that Radio 1 decided to call Jody and say, this is it. You're going to create all the playlists for all the stations we got. And everybody played from the same page. And I know, Spud, that tied your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that was just where wanted me to expand on that. I didn't want to expand on that. Listen, man, I think it really is unfortunate. I agree with you. My wife and I, in the last couple of years, been blessed to like travel a lot. And so, one of the things that, when you're in radio, and have a radio background, and when you've been a programmer, the one thing that you do, a lot, as soon as you get to wherever you are, wherever you land and you get in a rental car, any car, you turn the radio on because you want to be able to hear, what's on, how they do, how they transition, who their voice person is, what they sound like, who their jocks are, and so forth and so on. And it just was amazing to me, like in the last, 3 to 5 years, you travel from Chicago to, Louisville to Cleveland to LA, and DJ Drama is the voice of all of these stations. Like Maynard said, you 35, play, the same song in every single last country, where there is no diversity or there is no localization anymore. I just was sitting here thinking about, what you were just saying, and I don't know if this is a money issue or if this is, whatever, but, now that I think about it, like you don't see Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest ain't in 100 markets. He ain't on 100, what's the name? Who's on Y100 in New York? I mean, Z100 in New York. Lamont.
The Elvis guy?
Elvis Duran ain't on, 100 markets. They don't take him and put him on, 100 markets.
But the problem with that, Spud, is that, and I've told this story 100 times, radio and records is a mirroring image of this country. What they do and what we do on our side is different. Bloomfield is different than the east side of Detroit. They get different services, man. And it's just what it is. It's a reality.
Yeah, but I mean, but my point of that is that the money is flowing where, Maynard's point was that, before Tom Joyner, you had multiple morning shows across the country. In crossover radio, you still have multiple morning shows across the country.
Wait a minute, Ryan Seacrest is on 130 stations.
Club in 70 markets.
Ryan Seacrest is on 130 stations.
Yeah, but not live syndicated. He is not.
Oh, okay. But it's a morning show.
130 stations.
Doing whatever his show is.
Weekend show. But he's not live on 130 stations.
But it still takes a job away locally. It takes at least one job away.
I mean, let's not even get into that because that will piss me off.
Right.
I mean, you think about, this. You think about, a kid, right? Who goes to school, who goes to, college, graduates from college and tries to get a job as an on-air radio personality, and there's no jobs due to syndication or due to, somebody who is a comedian or who is a celebrity who has, 100,000 Instagram followers. And this person now is taking up jobs across the country because they are popular. And it really is unfortunate because I can't compete with D.L. Hughley. I can't compete with you know, the Breakfast Club. I mean, you know, the average person can't compete with those particular type of numbers. It really is unfortunate. So now, you know what I'm saying, you got a person who goes to spend $30,000, $40,000, you know, and to get a communications degree, and they want to be on the radio, and then they come into you and they ask you, okay, how can I be on the radio? How can I get a job? And you're like, oh, you got to go start a podcast.
Or you can get bored out from 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, but don't you ever crack the microphone
Not
open.
even 10 o'clock to 6 in the morning because voice tracking is now prevalent in every market. Now it's instead of me, I'm either done with the actual, you know what I'm saying, overnight. I'm just going to play music, or either I'm going to put somebody who's on another market in my market, so that way I can pay them half the money to do a show for 2 hours instead of 6 hours.
Well, Spud, let me just say this, and it was funny because we was in a clubhouse room the other night, and I don't know if you know Brian Piaz. Shout out to Brian. Brian is down in the Carolinas. He was actually a programmer. I forgot some of those states in the Carolinas, and he was talking about the same subject and how the focus is the smaller markets, some of the markets that are not as sexy. He talked about how actually iHeart just sold 4 signals in Augusta. They wasn't making no money. I think it was Augusta or somewhere else. And maybe for some of those people, you know, who are trying to get those jobs, it's not the major markets, it's those P2s, P3s that they got to go to in order.
How can you make money?
Yeah.
You know, I had a conversation with a program director, you know, not too long ago. You know, we went to breakfast, and I was asking him, I said, you know, are the days of you making money in radio over? And he said, yes. You're not going, the afternoon jock, the morning jock, if you're not a syndicated morning show, you are not going to be making $150,000 back in the day when, no, you know what I'm saying, Russ Parr and, you know, Tom Joyner and Doug Banks and all these, you know what I'm saying, historical, you know, radio icons were making $300,000. Mason, you know, we're paying Mason. I mean, Mason, you know what I'm saying, making 6-7 figure, you know what I'm saying, income just to do morning show.
Then 1.5, then $2 million. I'm like, what?
You know what I'm saying? So those days are.
Maybe you wasn't supposed to say that, man.
It don't matter.
You weren't, but you know, I mean, those days are over. But those days are over. So again, you know, but let's just bring it all the way back. That part is, you know what I'm saying, secondary. I grew up in a time of radio when there was a connection between black radio and the community.
Exactly.
And that is no longer.
That does not exist.
Is really, really, really unfortunate. You know, as much as, you know what I'm saying, I got my whatever issues with 910, I do have to give them their props. In talk radio, you know, just because there is some sort of conversation between that particular host and what's the guy who you listen to in Atlanta, Lamont?
In the morning or
talk show?
Derek Bozeman.
Yeah. So at least there's some sort of conversation and communication between the host and the community, where now when you talk about hip hop, there isn't any dialogue. It's like, okay, take these 35 songs and listen to them over and over and over and over and over again and call it a day.
I think the other thing too was that radio, you know, you said it. We were at one point the biggest thing in the black community, right? And you go back to the civil rights days, you know, the DJ would say something like, you know, everybody need to go on down to such and such, you know, and you know, it's going to be cold, even though it'd be the middle of the summer, which meant, yo, take two pairs of clothes, because they knew we were marching, that some people can go to jail. You won't have to have a second set of clothes or whatever the case may be. But we sent code through the radio to the community. The radio is also, we know, as we talked about Mason, we know what Mason was able to do when he was a WJLB as a leader in the community when, you know, things arose, like the scenario where the security guard, you know, put his hands on a young boat. So we can't lose that connection, or we should try not to lose that connection to the community. And, you know, again,
yeah, but how can you stop it when you have corporate America dictating, you know, how and what you say, when you can say it, how long you can talk, you know, what songs you can play, you know, I mean, how do you, you know what I'm saying, actually stop, you know what I'm saying, start that. I mean, even what, you know what I'm saying, what Jeff said with Electrifying Mojo. I remember driving into Detroit when I first moved here and listening to Electrifying Mojo and like, what in the world is this? But after, you know what I'm saying, having the opportunity and the honor to be able to sit down with Prince and have a conversation with him, he was like, yo, if it wasn't for Electrifying Mojo, there would be no Prince. Because there was no one to give him the outlets to play his music. And we already know with black executives and, everyone, when you try to become a disruptor from Prince to hip hop to breaking into a new genre, they're like, we're not putting this on a radio station. It was Anita Baker all day, Freddie Jackson, and Luther Vandross all day.
And I was gonna say, Luke, you got to put Luther there too.
I was like, yo, we need to bring the Quiet Storm back. Can somebody bring the Quiet Storm back?
Well, some markets still do that, but Mojo, you got to put the Luther conversation there too, because I was told that he was the one they didn't want to play Luther in the beginning in Detroit. Foodie told me that story because Foodie used to work at CBS, and so we got to definitely give Mojo that, in his era. But I think you said it best, and this is what it is, and this is records as well. Once you put the corporate aspect of it, those golden days that Maynard talked about with of hip hop when they really were golden, it was because corporate was not as entrenched into the system of hip hop at the time, and it was still just blossoming. And that's why now you have what it has, where, if it, like you just said, if it doesn't have the TikTok views or the funny little dance or these many followers, or somebody's not, been in there behind over, it's not going to get the big corporate backing. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that's the big thing. And also what Maynard said, I think is right. It was a time that radio was the connectivity to our community. I just think you have other venues now, really Facebook, because you'd be surprised how many older church meetings, things are done via Facebook. A lot of it's just done from a digital perspective of that connectivity to our community and how we communicate with each other. But I still think it's a medium that won't go anywhere. It's just kind of going through its transition. And
no, radio is always going to be
radio's going to be there.
The community, and local. I mean, that's always going to be there.
Right.
I mean, but it's just really frustrating, and we've all talked about this before, and it's just a fact. I can't go program a white radio station.
Why is that, man? Spud?
I'm sure we already know.
What? No, let's talk about it.
I can't go program, a white radio station or a country radio station, because somebody's not going to give me that job because they don't feel like I know the music, I don't know the people, I don't live the lifestyle. But it's always amazing to me, and shout out to Jay Hicks, he said this same thing to me. He's like, I don't understand how a white man can voice my station, but a black man can't voice a white station.
And again,
how is it that, a white person, and this is no disrespect to white people, and not that a white person can't do the job, but it's really frustrating that you have corporate America and you have these white executives coming in and dictating what black radio is about and what they need to do and how they can, and what is better for the betterment of black people and how they can communicate with the black community, but we can't do the same thing in the white community. Like that to me is whack, and again, that doesn't mean that, a white executive can't program. Tom Calicochi is one of the best program directors I ever worked with, and he's white, but he also can go and program a rock station or a CHR station or a pop station, but they're not giving black folks those jobs because we were put in a box. And that's just horrible.
I think lots of black folks, there are black programmers programming CHR. That's on the
name one.
That's all right. I got a couple of friends that are programming CHR, but I'm not going to discuss it like that because somebody I know is about to lose a job, so I don't want to talk about it too tight. But that's the furthest it can go. We're going to be in urban. We're going to be in urban AC. We're going to be in, gospel. And then a little bit on the CHR, but that's as far as it goes. But like you said.
But what is CHR for somebody who doesn't understand? Because, we don't want to pull no charts out, but really, the majority of the CHR stations, they playing black records, bro.
Right. We started to call them Churbin. That was what we started to call them. So
yeah. So what's Churbin?
What is it? What it is like, all right, they're gonna play Britney Spears, and I'm going back a couple of years. I don't know what's hot now. Or Jonas Brothers, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then they're gonna toss in a Nelly record, and and then the one Roddy Ricch record, and then they're gonna play 4, 5, 6, 7 more Taylor Swift
Crossover
songs. They're gonna give you. It's contemporary hits rhythmic is what it stands for. But they're going to give you Beyonce, certainly. They're going to give you big hits by black artists. They'll give you a good big hit, Hot in Here at the time. And then they're going to give you the Jonas Brothers and Britney and Taylor Swift and Christina Aguilera and Justin Timberlake and NSYNC. And then a black record.
Well, just to give you an update, and you're partially right, but there are more black records in the mix than there are the Christina Aguileras or Jonas Brothers in your era. That's all. So still, it's more black music in rhythmic stations than not.
Can I ask a stupid question? I'm so sorry. I'm staying with the radio, but I'm kind of segueing away. And Jeff, you could get in on this as well as Frank and Michael and all of our Hotep and all our black
He said Hotep.
That's what you said.
Let's go.
So I was watching DJ Envy and his wife. The thing that's on OWN, it's the Behind Every Man thing. And they kind of, highlight, the wives behind the men, which I'm sure Lamont will go into something after that. But before you go into that, Lamont, she talked about a story about, she got her face slashed. She got her face slashed for being light-skinned. And that black girls were, targeting her because of her, the color of her skin and, because she was light-skinned and so forth and so on. And, they got into a fight, they slashed her and so forth and so on. It made me think, like, where did the whole light skin versus dark skin, brown paper bag, mulatto, where did that even start? How did
history.
That even, I know it's history, but where did that even come from? That's first. And second, how did we even allow for that to even sink into our minds that the light skin is better than the dark skin, and that you can literally be hated on because of the color of your skin? No, and we all know, we've all been there, where it's just like, oh yeah, because you light skinned, you think you all that, and you think you better than me, and you think you walk around here look like I'll Be Sure is your man, Christopher Williams brothers. So I just I was just very curious to know the history, or how do we even get into that whole thing? You don't have to answer if you don't want. Obviously, you guys don't feel what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm about to say, and this is on point. Like, take Maynard for example, right? So if we were back in the good old days of what some people like to call when America was great and we were in chains, Maynard would be in the field. He's like a big buck, okay? He has a strong back. You know what I mean? He can pick a lot of tobacco. You know what I mean? He's really dark skinned, so he'll be able to handle the sun a little bit different. And again, there's some of the stuff that I read that's how they sized us up. You know what I mean? Like, and these things kind of happened over generations of, when some people say, they have good hair, right? Because the hair may have been something that's different than what Maynard's hair is. You know what I'm saying? So
what you trying to
it's
say?
like,
I'm third world with my hair. Is that what you trying to say?
I'm saying, my guy, we just talking plantation, the good old days for some. You know what I'm saying? So again, Spud, I think these things are generational things that we don't really understand that came from generations, before us. And like I said earlier about, the doctor and the vaccinations, is we didn't ask a lot of questions of how and why. I think that's the one good thing of where we are now, is that we do have more information than what we've had before, and we ask a lot of questions. So I think you're right of, some girl, and we all, I shouldn't say we all did, but I remember you call somebody an African booty scratcher, like that was a bad thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things about, I don't want the black jelly bean. Like, what does that really mean? I liked the black jelly bean. That was good. But they also made it where it wasn't as sweet as light jelly bean. You feel what I'm saying?
Black jelly beans are nasty, but that's a whole other thing. but
they got
so we understood a handful of things, right? We understood that there was a time and there still exists, where there was this thing called passing, right? If you remember, Halle Berry did the movie Queen, and she was, in that movie, she spent half the movie passing and half the movie hoping to be accepted by her black counterparts. Or the movie Imitation of Life, similar thing. It was not just preferential treatment that which was a large part of it, but it was also the idolization of the larger dominant culture of white people. That's why, and I say this because this is critical. We have black women and even black men, but predominantly black women, perming their hair or getting a relaxer because that is what's accepted for white folks. To have long, straight hair, or wearing wigs, or having blonde hair, or putting in blue eye contacts, or doing anything we could possibly do to assimilate to the larger, more dominant American culture, what was considered beautiful, right? Because we know before Vanessa Williams, there wasn't a black Miss America. Right? So that was 1985, if I'm not mistaken. So for at least 84 years or whatever the length of time, what beauty was in America was white and then particularly blonde, right? It was, what's the girl named, Marilyn Monroe. That was what was the typical white, beautiful woman in America. That's what everybody wanted, all the women wanted to be. That's what Hitler wanted, right? He wanted to have this Aryan race, and if you had blonde hair, you were more preferred there. We fell into that problem, and with the rape and misogyny and violence against black women who were slaves or even just poor, that they would wind up being raped, beaten, assaulted, oftentimes by slave masters, and then those fair-skinned children that they had were treated a little bit better by master because, he was like, damn, he is my kid, even though he is half black. So, it's a whole lot wrapped up in there. But here's the thing that we, particularly as black folks, got to understand. Because I heard somebody talking the other day negatively about Kamala. Well, she ain't black like this, or she ain't. What her makeup is has nothing to do with her. She didn't introduce her father to her mother. That's not her part. She's the person she is today. And she can only be her. Because your mother was black and your father was black and your mother was East Indian, that's not her fault or has nothing to do with her or whatever the case may be. And so we can't hold that against our brothers and sisters that this person is fair skinned. If you black, you black. And that's the end of it. Barack is black. That's it.
Okay.
Not really, but okay. Not really black.
Not really. And I said with Kamala. I'm down with Kamala almost at 100%. It's just one choice made that she could have went a different way, but that's what she wanted to do.
All right, go ahead, Lamont. We got 7 minutes. What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Kevin Samuels.
What the hell is that?
That's the guy.
I'm sorry. And Tina, light-skinned girls, y'all coming back after Ashanti and Keisha Cole. Y'all gonna be back on the map. Light-skinned girls gonna be back after that.
That was the guy, and I guess he has a channel, but he's the one that was talking about how a lot of black women, they didn't have a lot of value in the marketplace. Did I see that clip?
Mm-hmm.
And
And
I didn't see it.
yeah, he just kind of mirrored a lot of stuff that I was saying before about how, black women, in my opinion, are taught to be the prize when in some situations, depending on their Carfax, my man was just kind of breaking it down like, you're really not a prize. Like, is 36. You got 4 kids. You got a 436 credit score, and you want a millionaire out here. Like you. He told this one girl, he said, I'm 51 years old, and he said I got women. I beat women off of me daily, and he gave the reason why. And I just think at the end of the day, my guy, like, dude, telling some truth out here, man. I think we got to have a hard look at
what that some black women are not the prize.
No, not according to the Carfax. And here's the other thing.
So let's break down. So what makes you I guess a queen, and what makes you what would be the opposite? Because I'm not gonna get in trouble on that one.
No. Well, first of all, and now I'm sounding like Maynard. Everyone has a different value system, right? So I might value a Range Rover different than Maynard may value a Volvo or a Honda. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think everything is kind of across the board. I think it's kind of like an individual thing. So I think that's very important because, again, what may be important to me may not be important to you, Spud.
Okay, but let's break down what you're actually saying. So you're saying that we got to stop treating all black women like they're queens, or like, you know what I'm saying?
No. I think we need to have more of a realistic view for those who are in the dating space, which is not me, right? Certain black women who are in the dating space now, they don't understand market. They don't understand the market value of where they fit in the market. You know what I mean?
How much stock is that worth? How much is that worth?
So Leslie Jones,
ROI, baby.
Yeah.
How much is your ROI?
Right.
Leslie Jones has this joke, and she was saying, when she was talking about the kind of man she wants, she was like, let me list up the things. He got to be in shape. He got to have good credit. He got to have a degree. He got to make good money. He got to have good credit. He got to have no children. He got to look good. He got to be 6'3". He got to be. But she's like, when I put that list together, she was like, shit, I don't even qualify for him. She's like, I got to get my act together.
My point exactly.
And so, And the other thing, one of the things that comment that my man was talking about was she wanted a high earning brother. She wanted a brother out here that makes X, whatever that was for her, and it was excessive. She wanted a cat that was 7 figures. That's what she was talking about. If you think about this, if you make more than $400,000 a year, you're in the 1%. So that's 1% of all people in America. So what makes any...
Wait. What was that number you just said? You said 400 is 1%?
400,000.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you individually make more than...
I'm not doing that bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you're in this high... So what would make a woman... And this is this woman in particular, her particular case, young ladies who may be on to this, who's got 2 kids, whatever it was. She's 35. She considered herself to be a 5 without makeup, a 6 with makeup. That's what she said about herself.
She was a 4. She was a 3.25, maybe 3.5.
She was beautiful.
Stop, man.
Hold on. But what would make
you part of the problem? You lying to these women.
Listen, at the end of the day, if that's the 1%. That means there's 99% of the country left. You're going to go past 99% of the country to fight over the 1%, which probably is 50% male and 50% female, and probably the men are probably married or with someone or even or too old to be with you. So you out here, you basically have whittled your numbers down to 75,000 men. You think out of all the men in America, one of these 75,000 men is going to come find you. He going to just come in. I heard that you were out here. I couldn't wait to be with you. That don't even make no sense.
I just, my thing is, listen, ladies. Can we go over like 3 minutes?
We can go over.
No. For this, I'm telling you, we got to get... See, the Lord Jesus is putting this on our hearts to give this to the people.
Okay. I agree, Gary. Some of these chicks got to... Listen. listening to Sirius XM yesterday. I think, what is it, 126, and I think shout out to Topeka Samuel, whatever. She's the lady who pretty much does the mass incarceration. But they were having a conversation on about men and and dating and relationships and so forth and so on. And to get to your point, I agree. It really is unfortunate that there is a standard or whatever women have, like, oh, a man can't be sitting at home, not doing nothing. He need to be going out and earning, and all this other stuff. Well, the man don't want to earn. The man don't want to earn.
What is he doing all day? Is he doing something?
What I'm saying? I mean, if the man don't want to earn, the man don't want to sit at home and play video games. The man want to sit at home and whatever. But like, I hear all these like stereotypes and all the man gotta have, he gotta drive this car, he gotta be hung, and he gotta be this, and he gotta be clean cut, and he gotta have his own money, and he gotta take care of me, and all this other stuff. And it's like, yo, why? And not in a sense of why, because what I look at when I look at relationship, I look at partnership. I look at it like, yo, we both rocking out in this situation. I take care of my wife takes care of me, in our different ways. But I'm blessed to not have, I was just telling my wife, like, yo, I'm so glad, like, I don't have no wife that has, she got makeup and the snuffleupagus, eyelashes and, the weave all down and, and all these just misconceptions, just really unfortunate. Is that love? Is it love that your man makes $600,000 a year, or if he makes $100,000 a year, or if he makes $60,000 a year? Because please believe, and I'm sure, and Lamont and many of you, both of you guys can attest to this. It's days where you got 60 grand, and it's day you got $6. If you married, there's days when you love your spouse, and it's days you don't. It don't matter how much money you got. Don't matter how big the house is. Don't matter how, small or big the car is. It's days where you love them, and days you want to be like, I want to wring this neck.
But here's
I want to, so all of that materialistic, you got to come with these particular type of, things to come to the table, man, that's just ridiculous. Now, you got to have compatibility, and I understand that most people want comfort, and there's some things, that you mean that just brings you together. But like, oh, if my wife don't cook, then but we can't be together. I can't have them for what my wife ain't. The girl ain't got a big butt and a smile. I ain't messing with her. If the man don't make six figures.
And here's the reason why the 1% issue. So just to be clear, Lamont, because I know that you wanted to know that number is $422,000 puts you in the top 1%.
Oh, we good around here then. Okay, that's what's up.
Okay, but here's the thing, and I know Tina was like, I want somebody who's at least doing six figures or whatever. The median household, how many other people who happen to live in that household? The median household income is $69,000. So what we really are trying to get at out here is that we want this woman, this female, this young lady, wanted somebody who made all this money. The average person, if you say average, then you're talking about 300 million people. So you really are out here looking for just this small subsection, and you get with the guy, let's say you happen to get with him, and he makes $700,000 or $2 million. And he spits in your face. Well, this is okay by me. He make $2 million. He can spit in my face all he want. But then there's a guy, I mean, it's like every Tyler Perry movie. There's a guy, the rich guy, he beats up his wife and all that. But then this guy, Shamar Moore, driving the bus, and he just wants to love the woman.
Here's what I still don't understand. And what you all are doing this dancing and numbers and all this other foolishness. But if you make $400,000 to $700,000, you are not at the Honda dealer in the used car section. You're not.
If you make 80 grand, you're not
over there.
No, you're not. You're not.
But again, this Honda, she thinks she belongs on the Maybach parking lot. And you know why? because that's what she was told. Even maybe 2-3 other guys at the club. Oh, you hot, you did. So you pumping up her ego over time. And she's not really looking at herself in the mirror, evaluating her value in the marketplace. It's way more than...
I mean, but it also is the opposite, too. I think that also you have some people... I think it actually is to your point. You have some people who think like, oh, if I don't have the perfect person... If my man doesn't do this, if my man isn't this, if that was my point about it, my man ain't, you know what I'm saying, bringing in, you know, this amount of money, if he ain't, you know what I'm saying, hung, or he ain't, you know what I'm saying, driving this particular type of car, he don't dress like this, then, you know, it just don't work. And I remember I had a, you know what I'm saying, I won't even get into that. But you get into a situation where you're like, yo, man, the reason why you single is because you're trying to fit a circle into a square. Listen, these things, I mean, it just is not what marriage and relationships are all about. It just is, it will change. It will change on you again. It will change after that. And it will change for you again and again and again. So the money is cool. And I understand you want to come into the situation, you know what I'm saying, great. But going back to Tina's points where, you know what I'm saying, a woman doesn't want to string a man on financially. No, a woman doesn't want to do that. But neither does a man. A man does not want to be stringing along a woman financially. A man wants to take care of his wife, and he wants to take care of his family, financially, protective, and, you know, the whole 9 yards. But he also don't want to, you know what I'm saying, go 12 damn dates. And I paid for 12 dates. And you ain't said, let me at least swipe my credit card one time. You can't swipe your credit card once, and I done swiped it 12. No, we got a problem, man.
But if you in that 400 or 700,000, like Maynard said, and I'll keep it. Even if you're in the 80, some men they don't really care about that. You know what I mean? Like like even if your chips might be different, like you said, as long as you come, maybe doing something different, some things that you could possibly do, maybe they ain't about money. You know what I mean?
But you know. Look, I'm sorry,
even to Daniel's point about the credit score. Yo, your credit score should be right, but it ain't gotta be right. I guess my bottom line point, and I'll leave it alone.
Spud, don't you tell that lie.
Your
If this girl got a medical collection on her credit report for $18, that's delinquent for like 6 years, we got a problem.
Listen, to me, marriage is about compatibility and about you and your spouse. If you and your spouse are ride or die for each other, all the materialistic times, good and bad, will change. And if that means if I gotta, you know what I'm saying, we gotta rock out, you know what I'm saying, to hit up, you know, Beats Gordy and get our credit together, then we gotta get our credit together. But listen, all of this, you got to come to the table with this, and if a man don't come to the table with this, then I can't do. Now, ladies, I'm not saying lower your standards. If that's your standards, that's your standard. But some things are just like, as my wife said, we can grow together.
I love your wife, but Maynard, if she come to the table with a T-Mobile collection that's $39, well, she talking about she wants you to have a 6-figure income, y'all shouldn't be talking.
Well, so the thing is, and that's true, right? And let me say,
PCS.
Let me say a thing about
$71.
I knew from an early age, like I was only going to be involved and only be interested in meeting certain types of women, right? And the women, this woman, for instance, the problem was she wasn't even in the right ballpark. Like she was driving over to the old Tiger Stadium and they playing at Comerica now. What I mean is, like, I knew I was going to deal with women who were going to be college educated. I was in college. I was in the right arena. Those are the types of, that's what my social circle kind of got me into. You out here, this chick had a dog grooming business, and she wanted to meet Kobe Bryant or whoever. You're not in that arena. You're not even going to be there. Look at your circle.
So I didn't get that far. She was cutting the nails of puppies?
Yeah, that's kind of, she had a little business.
And
was
brushing
like,
their teeth?
I'm a CEO.
The sad part about it, Maynard, is that could happen.
Huh?
You could literally be walking a dog. You could have a dog walking business and meet Kobe Bryant.
That
Because social circles with NBA players and NFL players and these environments of being in the club will give you the opportunity to do that. I mean, look at some of these NBA players now.
Right, but but
listen,
if you meet if a young woman with 2 children who's 31, I think her age was, meets an NBA player in the club, she best believe that this is a great relationship for about 3.5 hours. And you're gonna get his homeboy's burner cell phone number. You going deal with this. Look, it'd be one thing, and I know I don't want to come off like I'm so much better than anybody else, but if it
Don't be scared, man.
if
It's
a
okay.
young lady
Tell the truth, black man. Tell the truth.
from a certain socioeconomic category have met me and like look, put it like this. If I went on a date with a woman and she was like, I want to get the shrimp, but I want to know how many shrimp it is, the date's over. Right? it's a wrap. If you counting food, we're not friends. Right? If you
wait, David, stop. I gotta let that breathe, my man. Wait. And we go back a little bit. So you said, ask how many shrimp come in the shrimp plate.
If she say, we sit down at a restaurant and
you
she
already
says,
made the point. You ain't gotta go no more. You made the point. It's over.
If
Ladies,
she
if
says,
you don't know how many shrimp to order or how many shrimp come in the thing,
no, if it says, here's the shrimp platter, and it comes with a hollandaise sauce, and you say, what's the hollandaise? What's the hollandaise?
Oh my God.
We're not friends anymore. I'm gonna pay for the meal, and you can sit there on your own, but I'm leaving. And so what I'm saying is, if you are in the wrong, if you're not in the category, my homie Kelsey says it best, like, yo, they're eagles, and they fly so high, you don't never see them. Then there's, regular robins, and then there's pigeons. If you a pigeon, what makes you think you want to catch an eagle?
So
no, I have to agree with that because I remember a long time ago I went on a date. I took this girl to Cafe Cortina, which is like a pretty upscale restaurant in Detroit. And and at Cafe Cortina, they always come by and they make sure that that your water is full. Most restaurants do that, And she kept, saying like, why they keep coming in, filling the water?
Right. We gotta pay for this. We gotta pay for this water.
We not. And they come by with the violin and the people, the violin guys. Oh, why are they coming and playing with the violin and you don't know what fork to use? I agree with you, Danielle. At this age, if you don't know what fork to use and you asking why they keep filling up my water, I'm with you. You probably.
So before you close this out, can we just admit that there are different levels?
There are different levels.
And it's nothing wrong with saying that some women, if you're in that dating space, may not be on your level from a psychological standpoint, because everything isn't always about the cash. You know what I'm saying? And I said this on the podcast before. One of the main reasons that I married my wife, and I love my wife dearly, but I'll never forget when we had the insurance conversation. And when my wife checked me and said, why do you have this much life insurance, but you don't have any long-term care? And I looked at my wife like, huh? What's that? You feel what I'm saying?
She upgraded you a little bit right there.
Hands down. In that one conversation, and she said, I could bury you 10 times over. But from a long-term perspective, if you need X, Y, and Z, we need to address that. So she told me, my man, get on this level. You know what I'm saying? Which wasn't about, you can have oodles of money in your pocket, but psychologically, if you're not there, my guy, then you in trouble. And I think we gotta psychologically tell some of these girls again, they have bad Carfaxes, bro. No, they've been hit. Wait. The transmissions are bad. It has water damage, and that's
well
what
as
it is.
males, though. Let's be clear. There are plenty of dudes out there who Carfaxes all screwed up.
Yeah,
right?
but it's more. Technically, we said there are more women in the marketplace dating than men. So there are more women with bad Carfaxes than men, just by the sheer numbers of available people that are in the space.
I've not done that math, but I can tell you, don't be like you think you want something, and when you get there, you don't speak that language. Like if you've been out here speaking hood rat and you want to speak millionaire status, I mean, that don't go together. It ain't gonna happen. Work in your social circle, improve who you are out in these streets. Build your thing. Somebody's gonna come find you if that's what you think. But at the end of the day, Prince Charming and all that kind of foolishness, and I'm gonna give me a ball player. You about to have a new baby daddy. That's about where you going with that one.
Yeah, but for some of them, you know what I'm saying, they're fine with that. Yeah, that's more money. That's better than the marriage.
Nah, I don't know. Hey, what's up with your man Flex? You said he's trying to bring sexy back, or what's going on with that?
I ain't touching that, my guy. That's a little too much for the kid. I thought it was.
Oh, FunkMaster Flex at the lipo.
Yo, dog, and he put it on the ground. I'm like, yo, dog, what are you doing?
FunkMaster Flex.
Get lipo?
But you put it on Instagram?
Yo, hold on, but what is Flex trying to do for real? Because Flex is like...
I'm very confused because I thought he was doing the 40-day reset. You know, he lost a lot of weight. And he was really, you know what I'm saying? I even did the 40-day reset one time. I was like, oh, shoot, look what Flex doing. But then with the lipo, now I understand that this is and I don't know if this is the same or not, but I know, let me kind of, I don't want to clown him before I know the facts. Because I know when Vincent Herbert, when he lost all that weight, he was saying he needed to get surgery and lipo to get rid of some of the overlapping skin.
Right.
So maybe that's the reason why he got lipo.
Different size.
Get the overlapping, you know what I'm saying, skin. If that's not the case, then I don't know, man.
Well, Flex is like, he's ARP status, and Flex is good people, but calm down, my dude. All up on the gram with it.
And that's my other thing is like, it's just too much that we're sharing a little too much out here in these streets. Like, I don't want to see Maynard, making a pork butt. I don't, just cook it, man. Don't put it on Instagram. We don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we doing everything for the gram.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give me the instructions on how to make a pork butt,
I mean, some people live for recipe
but
TV.
I don't want to see you doing the lipo. I mean, even like, you know what I'm saying, going back to the chicks, like I see, you know what I'm saying, some girls where they do the surgery and they take the, you know what I'm saying, whole camera into the, into the emergency room and, they showing you what you getting cut and stuff. I forgot.
No. Dr. Miami and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Nobody want to see your skin and your insides and all that. Just give me the before and the after pictures.
Are we good?
That's all I want to see. I don't want to see all that other stuff. But, you got to be a bold brother to, to get some lipo. I mean, I don't know about all that, but, before we go, I don't know. I mean, I know Danielle watches, documentaries for all those, Jeff. For everybody who watches, is a documentary buff and loves Black history and so forth and so on, and Maynard will go more into detail about it. And we'll put it up in probably, for next week or have more information. So when we first started, our podcast, we did an interview with Ramona Africa. And she's a part of the, was a part of the MOVE movement, which was, a part of Philadelphia. And Maynard knows the story better than I do. But the guy, his name is Tommy. What is his last name? Who's the guy who does Black Love with his wife?
I don't know his last name.
His name is Tommy something. Anyway, he produced it, and Black Thought, Common, and a couple of other people actually executive produced it. But it's coming on HBO tomorrow. And it's about the MOVE movement in Philadelphia. So, Maynard, explain a little bit more about it. But we just wanted to kind of just pass it on, because it really is historic, and we were really, we had the opportunity to be able to interview one of the people that were in it. So we thought it was, something we wanted to share.
So for all those who hadn't heard or went through our catalog, it's episode 11 where we interview Ramona Africa, who is what Tommy Oliver, Danielle said. Ramona Africa, who survived the attack on the MOVE compound. So Philadelphia, 62nd and Osage is where this whole thing just kind of blew up. In fact, it blew up. But MOVE, started by John Africa, was this kind of some would say black radical movement, some would say peace-loving movement, a Christian fundamentalist movement. They were, all these different things rolled into one, but they were actively pushing the city, the state, and the government to recognize the rights of black people in ways that I don't think the government was comfortable with. So you've heard the cries about Mumia in Philadelphia, who went to prison early 80s, I believe, 82-ish maybe, for the alleged murder of a police officer. They supported Mumia in a major way. They had a house on 62nd and Osage, northwest side of Philadelphia, and the first black mayor of Philadelphia, Wilson Goode, was trying to figure a way to negotiate them out of the property. The property had rats and roaches, and they said it was, or at least this is the police's definition of what was going on. Ultimately, it resulted in the fire chief and the police department dropping a bomb on the move home, which killed a handful of people who were move members. It burnt down something like 7 blocks of Philadelphia. It was horrid. It was May of 1985, and for me, it always stuck out because we were kind of conditioned to be afraid of the move people, right? They didn't look like us, right? They were wearing dreads a lot, and they were wearing army fatigues and things of that nature, which at that time for like suburban black folks, that didn't look like anything that we looked like or anything that we identified with. So we were, I think a large portion of the black community was pitted against the move community. But the Move 9 is who kind of survived the episode. Ramona Africa, Birdie Africa died, who was a young boy, and a handful of other people. But Ramona, she survived with burns and whatnot. Was kept in prison for a bunch of years, in and out, and it was really traumatic for the city, and it tarnished both, obviously, their name and the name of our first black mayor of Philadelphia. And it was a loss for everybody. It was bad all the way around.
So yeah, and so that documentary comes on HBO. If you guys, want to check it out, check it out. And then next week we'll try to, bring up some, some footage, or not footage, some audio from that interview with Ramona Africa. Hey, as we are out, all of our friends that are in Georgia, if you have friends in Georgia, I don't know I'm sure today's, I don't know if you could do it by online or whatever, but today's the last day to register to vote for the Senate runoffs in January. So if you have not registered to vote, or if you know somebody who needs to register to vote in Georgia, share it on your Facebook. Tell everybody in Atlanta, everybody that's partying in the strip clubs, everybody who was at Reginae Carter's party and 2 Chainz, all of those people, tell them, to go register to vote, to make sure that they are part of the Senate runoffs, which, which are on January 5th. Early voting for everybody, that's in Georgia is next Monday. So you can you can start voting early from December 14th to, I think, January 1st or something like that. So that's crucial for us to be able to pick up those 2 seats if we can. I kind of watched a little bit of the debate last night. It was kind of like, whatever. But so.
No, wait. I got a quick question. I still don't understand. Why does it seem like Donald's trying to tank it? Like, what's that about?
He ain't got nothing else to do.
He's trying to tank the Republicans. He's like, there's people in there talking about it's going to be rigged. Don't vote Republican. I'm confused.
Donald doesn't know what he's doing right now. Donald is lost. He lost, and now he's like, I don't know. Donald's trying to figure out the next move.
I think one of the things that Donald Trump is trying to do really is, if he delegitimizes the election at that, just the regular election back in November, that he's still banking on the possibility that we could just do this, overturn the election thing, or keep this whole thing in shock and awe for the rest of forever and ever. But if these two people, not Asaf, the lady and Dave Perdue, what's her name? Loeffler. And Perdue don't basically poo-poo the previous election numbers, then to Donald, that means he did lose Georgia. So he's always trying to say, please don't pay attention to the previous numbers. Otherwise, that means I lost. And he lost, and it is what it is. But, you know, I don't want to hear nothing from him except what his forwarding address is, to be quite honest.
I don't even want to know the forwarding address. I don't even care nothing about that. You lost, homie, and that's just that.
Let me ask one last question. I put it in the notes earlier, and we didn't get around to talking about it. But can Sasha Obama just live? Can she get on TikTok and be 19, 20 years of age and just live?
Is that the one who smokes weed?
I don't know who smokes weed.
That's the tall one? Or that's
that's the young one. No, the young one is Sasha.
Oh, okay.
Lamont, you shaking your head.
No.
I don't see Barbara Bush's and what's her name Bush on TikTok, do you?
You don't remember when Jenna Bush and the other Bush girl were out here wilding out and got drunk drivers? Oh,
that's what I do remember. They did have.
They were wild. They were wild, and only because that girl last name was Bush, she graduated from college and got on NBC the next day. They were wilding. We remember Billy Carter, and this goes back. Jimmy Carter's brother was wild. Remember, look, the Reagan kids. One of them Reagan kids was a stone cold dope addict.
You know the problem with your whole analogy is listen to all of those kids, and Maynard, you don't want to kind of take this into account. We can't do what they do. Sasha's different.
She can't just go on TikTok and be a 19, 20-year-old girl?
You not like, and I'm pretty sure Michelle has told her, what them little white kids do and what you do is different, period.
She didn't do this. I watched the videos. She ain't do nothing. She's dancing, singing a song.
The question is why are you watching the video?
Yeah.
It blew up. It was all over the place. It went viral. So,
Something you want to tell us? Something you want to tell us?
I like Sasha. She cute.
She's a baby, my guy.
I ain't say nothing crazy. I just said she cute. That's all.
All right, we out. Wait a minute. So let me just say this, Lamont. I did watch. I watched the last part of the Reagans, the last episode. Yeah, that is. If you watch it, if you guys have not watched the Reagans, which is I think it's on Showtime, based off of the documentary, everything from that is out of Donald's playbook. I mean, Donald just took everything out of the playbook.
All right, this is not new.
It's Donald. It's literally Ronald Reagan all over again.
Yeah,
literally. So, all right, we out, y'all. Thank you so very much for hanging with us for the last, for our overflow of 30 minutes. We truly appreciate it. Congratulations again, Danielle. Thank you so very much to Cynthia. We saw you check in.
Miss Speller.
I think this is Melanie and whoever wins or whatever. What up?
Melanie
Keisha,
wins.
Tashawn, what up? Thank you so very much for checking in. Lacey, we saw you come in late. Tina, we truly appreciate your comments for today. Who else came in? Beats Gordy, my man. Shout out Gary Chandler, my man. And everybody else. Frank Roderick, everybody else who joined us, and my man George. You guys have a fantastic night. We'll be back again next Monday, 7 p.m. I'm getting out of my... Listen, Gucci man. Come on, y'all. Give Gucci his props. Anyways, y'all have a great week. Share this episode with your friends. Share it on your page. Let everybody know at your job. Let everybody know on your social media feed. Tell your friends. Tell your girl, to join us next next Monday, at 7 p.m. We're trying to grow this podcast. We need more people. We need more ears. We need more conversation. So share it. Share it on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to us on SoundCloud and everything like that. Peace out, y'all.